Mark, right? Thank you, thank you.
So, is there a future that you can envision, like you have a SWAT team, and that they're specially trained, obviously, from a regular police officer. Do you envision a day where, talking about social justice, where you could have clinicians that are police officers, and you have specialized units? Because we have a lot of trouble that is handled by the police, but really isn't a police issue. It's
I welcome that, but you have to have that funding piece of it.
But have you
And
heard
we're
of that?
doing,
Is that-
we're doing it now.
Oh, you are?
We're doing it now, yeah. And just like I was talking about the mayor's team, that's out there happening right now. We don't have 100% where we want to be, but it's happening right now. But that's how we should be, and that should be the future. If police officers were never meant and never designed to be dealing with mass social injustice or mass issues dealing with mental illness. I don't care how much we train. We're not clinicians, we're not doctors. We need that help. So we welcome it. And when we can put some on the front end, and we don't even have to send a unit. You go and you handle that. So lovely, I love it. But you have to have funding. What we're not talking about, even the state, you look at Texas, and I'm just telling you facts, we're probably one of the least funded when it comes to dealing with mental illness. So we got to pick that up, okay? Yes.
Yeah, hi. I get real concerned when I hear about a crime being committed and it's reported that the suspect, the accused, who's suspected of committing the crime has been released on multiple bonds. I wonder if this is a police department concern, and if so, what is the answer?
I don't have the answer. I know I've been in many meetings. You know, when I got sworn in, I was real clear, and I'm gonna hold that stance. I don't want public fights. I don't want political fights. I'm not a politician. Politicians need to do what they need to do. Every individual in the criminal justice system, starting with me, police chief, district attorney, judge, whoever has an arm, a finger, or foot in it, do your job, okay? When you have so many individuals that's being released, and let me tell you something, let me back up and give you a little bit of history, how we kind of got here. For so many years in Harris County, I've been around here 31 years, and that's why I love being a police chief, because I know the history. A lot of times in Harris County, we were arresting people for low-level nonviolent crimes, individuals who should have been getting treatment, individuals who were suffering from mental illness, okay? That clogged things up and made it worse, okay? Now, let me tell you what's not the answer. The other side of the extreme, to release violent individuals, because it's a small percentage of them. If we as a community, as a criminal justice system, got together and say, you know what, these individuals who are truly violent, we're gonna deal with them. As a criminal justice system, those individuals who need treatment, who are suffering from mental illness, we're gonna divert them as much as we can. We'll be successful, but what a lot of people are forgetting, and I hear this all the time. I saw an article the other day where they were comparing, you know, our crime rate with some of the other major cities. Some of them are higher, some of them are lower. But this is what they didn't have. A year before COVID hit, what was going on in our city, a year and a half? Something named Harvey, okay? It hit and it wrecked that whole criminal justice complex. No trials for a year and months. Then COVID come in. Do y'all realize we got 140,000 cases right now that are just sitting and waiting and you understand it's a tough road. And if I start throwing stones at other parts of the criminal justice system and they throwing it back, where are we? Sit down and be honest and let's work it out. Everybody hold your own self accountable and your agency accountable. Stop playing politics. Troy Fenner is not going to be in that, but I will speak the truth. Too many people are dying for individuals who have long criminal records, violent criminal records. We need to do something about it. Hope that answers it.
Anyone else?
I have one last question. I know everybody wants to ask this question.
Please ask.
How do you sleep at night?
gonna tell y'all something. So,
Right?
just a few short years ago, I just cut my hair because it's all gray now, okay? So a few short years ago, I had more hair and it was totally black. And when I'm looking in the mirror, I see the bags. But look, that's a part of it. It really is. You don't sleep much in a major city if you the police chief, if you want to do it the right way. But that's what I signed up for, okay? And my family understands it. That's what, and it's tough. So I'm working on it. My doc and even my psychiatrist say you got to get more rest. Okay? So I'm trying to work that out. I promise y'all I'm gonna do a better job. But you don't get a lot of sleep. Yes, ma'am.
I just wanted to ask, we're asking you a bunch of questions like what you can do for us and everything. What can we do for you that you would love to see in the communities? What is something that...
Can I tell you, I want you to hear this from my heart and from my mouth to y'all ears. What we doing right now. Nobody forced y'all to be here. And people think it's a big deal, you know, to come and talk to the chief. But let me tell you how I really feel and how I'm feeling in my heart. It's a big deal to me that y'all love me enough and love your city enough and love the agency enough to come out and talk about. We learn from one another. So keep supporting us, okay? And it's not so much of me. I think about the men and women on the front line. Make sure when you see them out there, you don't have to give them anything. Just say, I appreciate you. Thank you for your service. It goes so long. And don't give up on us and be practical. You know, don't get caught up in all these extremist sides that's going on. I'm more frustrated about that than anything because we've truly forgot we're all Houstonians. We all live in Harris County or our other surrounding counties, okay? But more importantly, we all Americans. And I'm 54 years old, okay? But I've never seen it this bad. If you're on one side, you're an enemy of the other side. What is all that about? We all bleed the same color. We all experience some of the same issues. We need to work together. Our country right now is in crisis with crime. And nobody's thinking about the outside attacks. But I'm a police chief, and I got to think about domestic and international terrorism. But nobody, because you know what? 9/11, the 20th anniversary just hit, and we thought about it just for a little bit. Y'all remember how close we were after it happened? I was a police officer then too. So that's what I talk about when we go through tough times. Let's stay together. Don't get in y'all comfort zones and saying, whoa, I can start because somebody's on a different spectrum, on a political thing, or, you know, they don't live in my zip code. I can treat them different, or I can say, that's just craziness. And we all need to be working together. Look at the crime that's going on. If we don't pull together, where's it going to be? My heart hurts sometimes for these families that's suffering. And I'm the kind of chief, I'm going to talk to a lot of these victims. I can't talk to every one of them, but if you talk to a lot of them that lost somebody, they'll tell you, you know, Chief called me. And that's hard. It's hard going to some of these scenes, okay, and looking at these people suffering. And some people, you've been through it, but a lot of us hadn't. You don't understand the pain of losing somebody that just left out your home. And they go to the store and for some nut that's out here, whatever's going on in their mind, they shoot and kill them, or they run over them with a car. Grandmothers, young people, oh, it's craziness. So we gotta come together. And I'm sorry, I'm off my soapbox. Okay? Did you get one last?
We got one more right here.
I think it's going to still piggyback on what you just said on coming together. And by the way, you look great. Because I was doing the math on how old I thought you were.
I just got to keep the hair down. No, but look, seriously, I see a lot of wisdom in here, and I'm proud of my gray hair. I really am. I am. All right. It's just low maintenance when it's all off. All right. Yes, ma'am.
So I'm a new mom, and we'll be one tomorrow.
Congratulations.
But, so I always see on like the next door apps, which is a whole new like level of craziness.
Yeah.
But all the crimes, like you said, in the grocery store, like people getting robbed at
Yeah.
going to the grocery store, going to the bank, going to the post office. I don't know what to do as a mom. Like, I'm afraid to take my son on an errand with me because I'm afraid my hands are tied.
Good. I'm glad you brought that up, okay, because I don't want to leave here as the chief. I'm very truthful, I'm very transparent, and I'll tell you some of the things, but if you look at a lot of violent crime, yeah, we have some innocent victims, but homicides, they're related. There's some type of relationship, okay? Let me give you this concept. I always talk about a triangle, and this is important. It's going to take me 1 minute, Doc. Location, victim, offender, and the time, okay? If you remove one of those, okay, if you're at the wrong place, but at the right time, with the right people, you're gonna be all right. But when you line up, wrong time of day, wrong location, wrong people, you're probably gonna get hurt. So that's what you, and I don't want to confuse anybody because it's simple, but just think about it. If you don't have to shop at night, or if you don't have to gas up at night, why do it? Why do it? If you don't have to be alone, why do it? You have a friend, especially when you got a newborn baby. Get with some of your friends and like, hey, come to the store with me. Because you're dealing with that baby and you're dealing with everything else, but some of these knuckleheads out here, they're looking at that, okay? And all they want to do is catch you off guard, and here they come. So be smart. I don't want anybody just so scared that they think the sky's falling in our city. Yeah, we got some crime. We got some crime. We got a lot of good people. And evil will never trump good. But if we just look after one another, okay? Look after your neighbors. Make sure they're looking after you. Don't trust anybody. They're strangers, you know, but things like that. Just common sense. And one thing for our ladies in the room, I love my wife and my mom, rest her soul, she passed away a few months back. They love the purses, and I love seeing the purses. They're nice, okay? But let me tell you something. And Larry, I know I'm going a little bit longer. This is okay, you got this designer purse. And I told my wife, okay, about these purses. This expensive designer purse. It's at night, you going out where you know some of these knuckleheads are. Here you come walking out, purse hanging. Look, it's a place and a time for that beautiful, expensive purse, okay? It's not walking out at night by yourself in the grocery store. Get you a smaller little wallet that has your cash, your credit cards, and everything that you need, because it's dangerous. Do you understand if somebody come up from behind you, you don't know it, and you got that thing, and they tug it, you're going to go down and probably hurt yourself. He or she got your stuff. So smaller and look around, okay? All right, that's it. That's all I'm going to say.
Thank you. This is the report. Please read it. Please read it. Please get your copy of it. You can go to Crystal's website and download a copy. You can go to the City of Houston's Board and Commission's website and download a copy. Please do so. You'll find it very educational. It talks about a lot of things we've touched on with the chief and with Crystal today, but it also gives you a good education as to what the issues are around policing. Not only the issues of reform, but the everyday things that the police officer has to go through and deal with, and how we can help make their lives better by giving them the support that we need and encouragement that we need as a community. Let me thank the chief again and thank Crystal very much for being with us today. I have to also add that it's been a pleasure and a joy working with Troy Finner, Chief Finner, on this reform stuff. I always say that God sends you the right person at the right time. He did so in this case for Houston, Texas, as our police chief. Thank you. One of the things that both Chief Finner and I have always talked about through the task force and now in the implementation stage with Crystal's great support and help is that this whole endeavor is about relationships. It is about building, nurturing, maintaining, and developing relationships across all perimeters, all sectors, but relationships built on mutual trust and respect, because nothing happens without trust. Nothing happens without trust. And the hallmark of Chief Center's administration has been three things, the pillars: transparency, trust, and accountability. Transparency, trust, and accountability. And that will continue. You heard it from his own mouth today. He believes in this stuff very passionately, and we're going to continue to work with him to make it possible that he and his police officers are a success, that the city of Houston is well served, protected, and safe, and that all of us have a role to play in this. It is still as simple as see something, say something. It is still as simple as reporting stuff that you see happening around your neighborhood that may be suspicious, that may have been a suspicious person, all right? All that plays into all of us being involved in this together going forward. So once again, I want to thank you for joining us today. Please be checking this website here at St. Teresa's for the ongoing series of Lunch and Learns. It'll either be the third or fourth Wednesday of every month, and we're going to continue this great discussion. So let me end with this. Please be well, be safe. If you haven't gotten your booster shot and you're eligible, please do so. Get your flu shot, get your shingles shot, get your pneumonia shot. They're all available right now free through Walgreens and CVS. You have no excuse. And if you have not registered to vote, please do so. The deadline is October 4th, so you can vote in the November upcoming elections. Stay civically engaged, stay civically involved. Remember that we're all in this together. We're all of God, Yahweh's people together, and we all can make this community a better place. Thank you for being with us.